If you are a copywriter working with clients to help them build out their marketing systems, their funnels, video sales letters, landing pages, emails, whatever, should you guarantee that you're able to get them results? I got that question in my inbox. Today's Mailbox Monday, the weekly episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets dedicated to answering your questions about copywriting, marketing, business building, and more. I'm Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets, by the way. And the question that I got from Luann is, how do I determine what's a truly fair price that's almost guaranteed to get ROI when I give a client a quote as a copywriter? And that's where the guarantee thing came in. And she continued, I'm curious if there's a way to tell early on if a client is unlikely to make money from their advertising that doesn't have to do with the copy that I write. So we're going to be talking about pricing, guaranteeing your services so that they can get ROI, and factors that are in and out of your control as a copywriter in terms of being able to get results for your clients. And so that's what we're going to cover in today's episode. Remember, if you want more copywriting and marketing breakthroughs like you're going to get today, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, do everything you can to engage with these videos and daily episodes so that the magical algorithms of the internet know to share more content like that with you. These are the proven direct response marketing, copywriting, and entrepreneurship success strategies you can use today to write your own ticket and create the life you want. I am Roy Furr, and this is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Now, here's today's breakthrough. As always, today's episode is sponsored by me, by Breakthrough Marketing Secrets Insiders, BTMS Insiders. And that is my training library. It's like Netflix for copywriting and marketing training, where you pay one low monthly fee. You get access to all of my training, and it's just an incredible deal. There's over 150 hours of training. Check out the links in the description. A couple trainings relevant to today's episode are the Copywriter's Roadmap to Building a Core Offer. That's all about building an offer to sell your copywriting services, and Copywriting Royalties and Pay for Performance. You're going to love that one if you want to actually get paid based on the results that you generate. So in response to Luann's question, determining a truly fair price, almost guaranteed to get ROI when I give a client a quote as a copywriter, it's a great sentiment. And I know you're not asking directly about guaranteeing results as a copywriter, but there's some underlying desire there to guarantee results. And what I would say is, as a copywriter, don't guarantee results. Don't guarantee results as a copywriter. There is way too much that's outside of your control, and we're going to dive into all of this. But basically, any business person who has any kind of experience in copywriting and marketing, who wants guaranteed results from their marketing and advertising, they're lying about their experience in marketing, because there is no such thing as guaranteed results. You can do your best. You can have a process that is highly likely to get results. You can have a process that on a statistical aggregate basis has a very, very, very high likelihood of getting results. But still, anyone with any experience in marketing, advertising, copywriting is going to tell you that there is absolutely no way to guarantee results. And the more experience that they have and the more money that they put behind advertising and marketing, the more adamant that they will be that you cannot guarantee results. You can try best practices stacked up to the ceiling, and it's not going to get you, it's not guaranteed to get you results. There's just way too many factors. The big three factors that success comes down to for any kind of marketing are the traffic, which is the audience, the list, the targeting, whoever you are putting, whoever eyeballs you're putting your marketing and advertising in front of. That's what we're talking about here. The people who are being exposed to your particular advertising and marketing. Next up is conversions. And this is what you do have control over. This is the copy, the creative, whatever that message is, whatever the media is that you're putting in front of them to share your selling message. Yes, that has an impact on results, but it's one of three. And then there's the economics or the value or the offer that you're making. And really, there's an old rule from direct mail marketing that the list is 40% of the success. So that's the traffic. The offer is 40% of the success, and the copy or creative is only 20% of the success. So if you don't have the traffic and the offer dialed in, if you don't have totally dialed in offer and traffic already working on other copy, meaning that the client already has a control. They already have a sales letter that works. They already have an autoresponder email campaign that works. They already have a webinar that works. They already have a video sales letter, whatever it is, like whatever that conversion creative is, right? If they don't have that already working to that exact audience for that exact offer, then the the copy is not the only factor. And even then, you would want to test against it with a split test where you are actually testing at the exact same time. So there's not the confounding variable of market conditions and time and all of that. At the exact same time, visitor A goes to what's working, visitor B goes to your copy, visitor C goes to what's working, visitor D goes to your copy, and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then comparing the performance of the two. That's the only time where copy is the biggest variable. And that's the closest time to where you would want to do some kind of guarantee results. And in fact, in beat the control situations where like really sophisticated direct marketers say, hey, if you can help me beat my control, like we have this offer working to this audience with this creative, and if you give us new creative that performs better, we're going to give you some kind of bonus, or we're going to give you royalties or whatever. That's the closest time to where you would actually step into a situation where it would make sense to actually like to guarantee the results of your copy. Otherwise, there's way too much that's outside of your control. And so if you don't control the traffic, or if you don't know that they have a working audience, then there's a big landmine, like field of landmines there in terms of making sure that it works. Or if it's a brand new offer that they've never tested and they don't know if people are going to respond to it, again, it's not, there's no guarantee that any given offer is actually going to resonate with an audience. There's a lot of things that you can do to build an offer that resonates with an audience. There's a lot of things that you can do to target the right traffic. But like until you have those things proven, the copy is not the only variable. And yet, many clients, many business people expect copy or messaging to be the miracle. Like, oh, we built this great offer and we're confident in it, therefore it should work, right? And so they expect that if it doesn't work, the copy is the problem. Or we have an offer that we know works and there's a traffic, or both things are up in the air and a big question mark, but we expect you to be the miracle worker as the copywriter. When absolutely the problem could be some combination of the offer and the traffic and how they fit together. The offer isn't great for the traffic, or the traffic is terrible, but the offer is good. And until those things are verified, you don't know if the copy or some other combination of factors is the problem. A successful offer a whole successful campaign is a result of an offer that is a perfect fit for the audience, that is spoken about in a way that explains why that offer is a perfect fit for the audience and why they should buy it now. And when you have all three things working together, that's great. But like as a copywriter, especially coming in as a freelancer where you don't have a lot of control over the offer or the traffic or anything, it's expecting a lot for you to be the sole source of success. And if the marketer doesn't understand the above, it will be luck whether they make money from advertising, whether they make money from whatever you create. Even the best copywriters can't necessarily win in that scenario. The bad news here is that most copywriting work, most work where you're creating marketing for clients is like this. it is luck whether they're going to make money from the advertising. The good news is they actually expect this. And good news, like put a big question mark in a parentheses next to good news, right? But they know, like good clients know, okay, we're launching a new offer. We don't know if it's going to work. We're going to do our best to make it work. Or we're going to a new audience. We don't know if it's going to work. We're going to do our best to make it work. And good clients don't put all of the weight on you as the copywriter to succeed. You get a lot of credit when you do. And they are disappointed when you don't, but they know that you can't guarantee success. So as a copywriter, what can you guarantee? Well, you can guarantee using best practices to essentially do your best. Like you're going to use things that have worked before. You're going to use approaches that have worked before. You could guarantee deadlines, especially if it's sensitive, like, oh, we need to get it into the printer by this time, or we have a launch scheduled for this day and we have affiliate partners lined up and all of that. So you could guarantee deadlines. Most importantly, the most important type of guarantee that you can offer as a copywriter, and I give credit to Dan Kennedy for this because this is where I first heard it. As long as you keep spending money to test on this, I will keep giving you copy to test. As long as you keep spending money to test on this, I'll keep giving you copy to test. Now, this is contingent on royalties and the ability to make royalties from that work. In other words, if you get paid when the advertising succeeds more, then this is a very great type of guarantee to offer, because if they keep investing money in testing whatever you give to them, then when you actually hit that winner, you're going to make big money. and so that's kind of the best guarantee that you can offer as a copywriter, assuming that you do have royalties that you can earn as a result. So specific to the questions about pricing strategy around guaranteeing results, so it's based on so many different factors. So if you have a good background and history of results, you can charge more because your background and your history of results essentially de-risks that transaction. So when you are brand new and you charge a bunch of money, you are asking the client to take on a ton of risk, because it could be that they have the perfect offer and they have great traffic, but if you deliver crap copy and it doesn't convert, well, you charge them a lot more for crap. So it's based on the background, it's based on the history of results. It's based on the positioning and packaging of your offer. And so like that's what I talk about in my Copywriter's Roadmap to Building a Core Offer and some of my other training around building your client business. That if you have an offer that's really designed for example, I talked about product launches, right? And so if you have a whole flow chart of all the individual pieces of copy that are necessary for product launches, or webinar campaigns could be another one. If you have a whole flow chart of all the pieces of copy that are necessary for a webinar campaign, and like what that needs to contain, what each of them needs to say, what each of them needs to do, and you have this entire process built out, and you present that to the client as like, this is what I do. Are you interested in this? Then as long as you're hitting all of those benchmarks, like, oh, I wrote the, 3 invitation webinar or invitation emails for the webinar, and I wrote the order form for the offer presented in the webinar, and I wrote this thing and that thing and all these other things that are part of this plan. Well, that's something that a client will typically pay more for, just because it's a better structured system than I write whatever copy you want. And that's actually, I talk about that in the Copywriter's Roadmap to Building a Core Offer, that pretty much the worst thing that you can do as a copywriter if you want to get paid more is a will write for food offer, which is basically like, hey, you need writing? I write, and pay me money and I'll write for you, right? That's a terrible offer for a copywriter because clients just don't respect that and don't value that. And it's harder for them to see how to get value out of you versus, hey, if you do webinars and you would like a copywriter to help you get all that copy out the door that's required for a successful webinar, well, I'm the copywriter for you. Here's all the copy that I read around a webinar, right? Another factor that leads to pricing is whatever you quote. Whatever you can say with a straight face is a huge determining factor in what you are going to get paid as a copywriter. That does not guarantee ROI for the client, but a lot of times your ability to estimate the potential ROI for their copy is very, very small compared to what is the actual potential ROI, right? If I make a client $1 million, what should I get paid for that, right? If I make a client whatever amount of money, what should I get paid for that? I have to quote higher if I want to get paid more. And so whatever you quote, this ties into the next one, based on what they'll pay is what you're going to get. And they might be happy paying you $50,000 for the same project that you would quote $10,000 for. And you don't know unless you quote $50,000 that they're happy to pay it. And so with all of this, I talked about based on background and history results, based on positioning and packaging of the offer, based on what you quote, based on what they'll pay, like all of these things go into what makes sense for the price. And then there, in the initial question, there was a little bit of question or inquiry into what seemed like price justification. And so if you are going to get into price justification with a client, for the most part, I don't even justify my prices to clients when I talk to them. It's just like, here's my fee for this project. Like, this is my offer. Are you interested in moving forward or not? Because they can do the math in their head. They can do a lot of the price justification. And if someone's on the fence, honestly, I probably didn't do a good enough job of selling them up until that point, or they're not that great of a client. They might just not be able to run with a winner as much as someone who more readily will write a bigger check. So price justification, what's the price of the product? How much are they selling now? How much will they sell if whatever you do with them is successful? Can they make at least 10 times what they pay you, 100 times? Like, if you are successful, is it highly probable that the campaign is going to make at least 10 times that? Is it a potential that the campaign is going to make 100 times that, right? So like a $10,000 project, 100 times that is $1 million. If I charge someone $10,000 and they make $1 million in revenue from the campaign that I write for them, that's like 100 times multiple, right? and that's possible with copywriting, with somebody that understands traffic and economics and conversions and all of that. And that's why being able to build an offer around fees plus royalties, like I teach in my copywriting royalties and pay for performance training, is useful. Because then you can charge a smaller initial fee where there's a much higher probability that they're going to get good ROI off of it. And then because there's that performance component built in, whether it's royalties or some other kind of bonus structure or whatever, because there's that performance component built in, then you're going to make more as they make more. And it's a thing that minimizes the risk of the initial transaction to them and still maximizes your income opportunity as a copywriter. So if you want to go deeper into any of this, remember, it's all in my BTMS Insiders training library. It's like Netflix for copywriting and marketing training. There's the Copywriter's Roadmap to building a core offer. There's copywriting, royalties, and pay for performance. And if you browse around on the site, you're going to find things that are like my webinar, like my whole approach to doing webinar campaigns. There's going to be irresistible offers, which I released late last year. It's just powerful stuff. And a whole lot more that you will find only adds to your skills and abilities as a copywriter. The main links are in the description with this episode. And don't forget, every single day that you are watching and engaging with this content, It is helping you grow as a marketer. It's helping you grow your marketing genius one episode at a time. I'm Roy Furr. This is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets, and I'll catch you again in the next episode. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.